to vlog of the buddy reads because I have a few buddy reads on the go and I need to get through them. So continuing on from my last video, I'm still reading Old Country by Matt and Harrison Query with my friend Mila. She finished this days ago, but I've been busy with work. This is about Sasha and Henry, and they decide to buy this like cabin estate house in the middle of nowhere to start a quieter life than city life. And they don't have any neighbours for quite a distance away. And then one day the one set of neighbours come over and they are like, if you see a light in your pond one day, you need to start a fire instantly or bad things will happen. But then if you're too late starting your fire and you start hearing drums, you need to go in, lock your doors, lock your windows. And then they don't say what to do after that. It's just assumed that the peril will go away. They never say what will happen, at least as far as I am. And they don't say like what the trouble is, what will happen if you don't do these things. They just say in the past, bad things have happened. And then as it goes on, there's new scenarios and new things that they have to do if they see certain things. And it's just really good so far. I'm hoping to make more time for this today. Then my next buddy read with my friends Verity and Kelsey is a reread for me, and that is Bunny by Mona Wad. I've already read this 2 times. I'm just using annotating tabs as my bookmark because I've annotated this but I haven't put tabs in it, and I'd like to do that this time around because this was the first book I annotated, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think this book's best going in not really knowing what's going on, apart from there's like a group of girls called the Bunnies and a girl called Samantha, and she really doesn't want to be a part of their group and she can't stand them, and then she gets sucked in. But I'm of the opinion, this is a 5-star read for me, but it's a 5-star read on the reread. The first time you go through this, I don't think you're supposed to understand what's going on. And then when you reread it and you know certain things that you got the first time round, it's way more fun. And my third and final buddy read for now is kind of a casual buddy read, and that is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. So Jamie from Jamie's Library is doing a week-long read of thrillers on her Patreon. It's like a casual read along, so she posted which thriller book she would be reading each day, and if we happen to have them or want to join in with however many we like, we can join in. And since I recently got In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which is Tuesday's pick, and today is Tuesday, I thought I'm going to read it. She's already read this because we've got a very different time zone. She's in New Zealand, I'm in England. But my plan isn't to read all this today as she's doing. My goal is to just read this one for her like thriller week. So I'm giving myself the week to read it. I haven't actually read anything since I last checked in because I had Zoom training for work and then I went driving with my best friend. So reading has not been successful, but I just wanted to hop on because McKay, who is one of my favourite booktubers, McKay Book Vlogs is his like handle. I had to go look it up because I can never remember it, even though it's like the simplest one in the world, but my brain struggles with it. His debut novella, I don't know which, that's how much I didn't care I was going to get it, has come out on Kindle today. So it's Them by McKay Watson. Please go order it. It's an extreme horror, because that's his vibe, that's what he does. So I'm so excited to read it. I've instantly downloaded it onto my Kindle, but I'm not going to start it yet because I'm currently in the middle of 5 books. So that's unnecessary. So I'm going to get rid of a few of them before I start it, hopefully. Because I'm still reading Beach Read. I'm almost finished Beach Read. Which I might knock that one off because it will open me up for a new read on my Kindle. But also it's not a physical book and I'm trying to get through my physical books. I'm also reading Old Country. I'm quite far into that one. I'm like halfway through. I'm about halfway through Cruel Illusions, or even further. I'm in my buddy read of Bunny, and I'm at the very beginning of In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. So that's a bit much to be getting on with. So McKay, you're gonna have to wait. I'm making progress on my read of Bunny. I'm gonna absolutely fly through this because this is my 3rd read of the book, so I already know what happens. I don't need to spend as much time trying to figure it out, which I did the first time I read it. I've also got my annotations in it. Like I said, I'm going through and I'm putting tabs in this time round. But in the original Bunny group, there are 4 members. So there's Duchess, who is the leader, there's Cupcake, there's Vignette, and there's Creepy Doll. And I just wanted to, because the descriptions of the characters are just so magical and beautiful, and Creepy Doll is my personal favourite of the group, I wanted to read you Creepy Doll's description. So it says, I look into the amber eyes of the one I call Creepy Doll, because she reminds me of the creepy dolls I used to want when I was little, with their saucer eyes and their velvet dresses, their Shirley Temple curls of blood-red hair, and their Cupid bow's lips moulded into little pink O's of wonder of the world. Writes fairy tales about girl demons, wolf princes, the cosy phantasmagoria of her native New Hampshire, collects antique typewriters, each of which she claims has its own unique ghost energy that she channels into her stories as she types. Heads tilted back, eyes closed. She is the literal doll pet of the other bunnies. A queen. An absolute queen. I was rooting for the couple in this book, but now I've reached the stage with the guy, Harry. If he dies, it's on his own, of his own doing, because he has decided he is going to tease and just wind up this spirit on his land. And A, it's a dumb fucking idea, and B, he's literally lying to his wife about it. He was like, oh, I don't know why I did that, while thinking, can't wait to torture this spirit some more. Like, dude, you're gonna die, and it will be your own fault. But if it gets your wife killed in the process, your sensible wife, no, stop it.
My name is Gavin Mary Alice Young Hetherington. When you scroll through YouTube, you may come across an unusual video in your subscription feed that I filmed last week.
I've almost finished Beach Read, and I've just got to say, in the smutty scene, well, the first one, there was a line that said trembled with anticipation, and all I could think of was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Sweet Transvestite, with shivered with anticipation, so then I couldn't take the scene seriously. I just had that song going in my head then. And then we had the usual, they get together slightly and then there's a bit of miscommunication and they have some distance or whatever. So I always hate that. I'm like, ugh, but whatever. I have about 80 pages left, I think. So I'm going to finish that tonight. Just to get one off my TBR. and I've almost finished Old Country, so I also want to finish reading that. So there's like loads of pages of letters from January's dad near the end of Beach Read, and like, this may make me problematic, but I'm not reading them. I do not care. Like, no. Why do I care what is in these letters? I don't, to be honest. So they're a skip for me. I finished Beach Read and it swiftly went from a 4 stars to 3 stars in the last like 80 pages. I don't know, I just didn't like the ending. The miscommunication seems silly to me, and I don't understand. I do like these stories where they always liked each other and then they get together, but the way it's written, I don't understand how they didn't know the other liked them, because it sounds like they were just blatantly obvious and like screaming it at each other. And I didn't feel like it was resolved in the end. I didn't feel like there was enough after the miscommunication for me to be satisfied with them being together in the end. So that's that. I finished my reread of Bunny, and immaculate, 5 stars. It's so stunning. It's so fun to read once you've already read it and you know what's going on. Like, it's such a fun time. And then I think I've got like 100 pages left of Old Country. I'm on the sleeping at work tonight, but I'm taking my copy with me so I can read it there and hopefully finish it, depending on how tired I am. Okay, so I didn't read on my sleep in because I was up till midnight arranging like birthday stuff for a person I support, and then I had to be up pretty early this morning, so I prioritised my physical health rather than pressuring myself to read. So I've got exactly 100 pages left of Old Country, so I'm literally just going to sit here until I finish it, and then pop in with my thoughts. So far I'm loving it, but I'll check in once I finish it. I finally finished Old Country, 5 stars. I love that the spirit of the land shows itself in different ways throughout each of the 4 seasons. So, for example, spring, there's a light at the end of the pond, which I've explained in a previous vlog. And when you see the light, you need to set a fire. And if you hear drums, you've set the fire too late and you've got to hide in your house. And then in summer, there's a different one. Autumn, there's a different one. Winter, there's a different one. And I like that they did that because it just keeps you gripped. Because if there was just like one spirit, I feel like it would lose my interest. And I was expecting to not like the ending, because that's been the way it goes with me recently, but I really like that ending. So 5 stars to this one. Okay, for the rest of this vlog, I'm just gonna aim to finish Cruel Illusions because I've been reading it for ages and being distracted by other books. and I'm going to level with you. My progress on In My Dreams I Hold a Knife is marking it as currently reading on Goodreads. I haven't even read a single page. But since I've marked it currently reading on Goodreads, I will read it soon. But probably not that soon, because I want to do an extreme horror reading vlog next, because I've just had them by McKay Watson and some Judith Sonnet novellas. So I want to get to them as my priority first. Sadly, I've gotten to page 300 of Cruel Illusions and it's lost me. Now, I don't know if this is fault of the book and where the plot's going, or because I took such a long break in between reading it that I just have lost interest. I do think it's a bit of both, because I do think the plot has lost its way for me, but I do think I would have had more perseverance with it if I hadn't have had such a long break. But it's just lost my interest. I feel it's a burden to try and pick it up and read it every time, and I don't want to have to do that, and that could easily put me in a reading slump. So I'm just gonna DNF this one where it stands, rather than forcing myself to read it. So like I said, that's the last book for this reading vlog, because I want to start reading extreme horror books for another vlog. So yeah.